Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Bakasuri. So this week's episode we're going to talk about Ika Metal to be in fact. So we've talked about and dived a little bit into the world of squid, also known as egging here. I think that was episode 9. I'll put it on the screen or something. But today we're going to talk about Ika Metal. So how is Ika Metal different than egging? Ika Metal is only during summertime, at least where I live, here in southern Japan, and it's only done from boat. So you might be asking, why is there an entirely different type of squid fishing? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So in basic terms, Ika Metal is done from a boat on a special setup and is only for a certain type of squid. If you didn't know, there's 2 different types of squid. Let's look at one and the other. So, egging is primarily from this one. Alright? And this one is primarily done for Ika Metal. Now, most of the charters here that I'll show you go out around 6 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., depending on what time of summer you go. And return at 2, 5, 8 o'clock in the morning. You're out there all night sometimes. And you're bringing home anywhere from 20 to 200, which sounds crazy, but they'll roll up on schools of maybe 500,000. It's absolutely insane, some of the videos I've seen. So in today's episode, we're not only going to talk about this, the setups, type of gear that you can use, but we're actually going to go on the charter itself. I'm super excited because I'm not going to lie, this is the first time I've ever been on a charter for Ika Metal. So that being said, let's get into this week's episode. Alright guys, so I just wanted to interrupt this video because I am super excited. Today I went and picked up a Mac Mini. I got the M2 512 gigabyte 16 RAM. Super excited because I'm trying to bring you guys better quality, better content. I'm lost for words. I just walked into my local Navy exchange here in Japan because I can't even buy this online. It won't ship here. A lot of things don't ship here via USPS or whatever because of lithium batteries or computer-wise, but super excited. I'm so pumped. I could have bought it on the Japanese market, but the price increase is like 40%, so it wasn't that great, but super excited. So a lot more of my videos that are come out from this point on will be in 4K, maybe even 6K. I don't know, but super excited. Let's open her up. Alright guys, welcome back. Hope you like that little segment as I sip from my Godzilla cup here. I am preparing to go. So let's talk about Ika Metal, what you need, how does it work, all that good stuff. I kind of broke down types of squid and all that like you saw, but what does it actually all mean? Alright, so I've booked tomorrow night on Fishing in Boat. If you watch the casting game video, that's the same charter. I saw his post on Instagram. That's how I mostly go through Instagram posts, because a lot of these guys will post, I'm going on this day, I got this many, it costs this much money. So to break it down, it's going to be 10,000 yen, which with the current exchange rate of about 145, because it's been fluctuating like crazy in the last 60 days, I think it's like 80 bucks, 90 bucks, something like that. Something incredibly cheap compared to the States. So for those in the States who are looking to come out to Japan, keep this in mind. Like, these things really do matter, and especially what I'm about to show you here. All right, so like I said, I've never done this before. I'm doing this almost entirely for this video, but legitly, I'm kind of doing it for myself because my friend had been bragging about it. Unfortunately, he's not here. He's on a bunch of conferences and conventions and stuff back in the States, Philadelphia, New York, Virginia, whatever. Perks of working for the government. So I went to Tackleberry, and I purchased a rod for my spinning reel. So I had a Daiwa Crest series. This is a 5,000 super light spinning rod. All right, I've used this before just for like small game bait, whatever. Cost me like 3,000 yen, super cheap. But I bought my rod from there, which you can see has a white tip on there. It's very similar to the Thai rubber type setup, but it's made specifically. But what makes this so cool, that this rod is made by Yamaga Blanks. Yamaga Blanks is one of those companies out here that costs stupid amount of money. So this rod, brand new, 60,000 yen. So like $500. You know how much I bought this thing for? 4,000 yen. And at the rate of the exchange rate at the time I bought it, it's not even $27, people. It's crazy. So when I talked about my fishing store video and the local chapters and some of the nationals, Tackleberry resells goods just as good as the day you get them for, good God, discounts. All right, and today, because the summer sales are going on, I went out and I bought a brand new Daiwa Ika Metal rod. This is the Ore Ika X 130 series. It's made for 8 to 30 DR. So I'll show you DR in a second, what that means. But this is basically for my, I guess you would call it casting, like the actual reel, not spinning, but the other one. Blanking out here, sorry guys. It's 100 degrees outside. And then I also picked up a bunch of different stuff here. So I picked up special pliers that you can see on the back here. You can pull out the inking thing inside of it. So when you cut it up and you're filleting it up, frying it up, whatever, a little plastic case to put some of this stuff in, because I have a tackle box here and I'm going to show you in a second, but I needed a little bit of organization, and for $1.50, can't really beat it. I bought bags, 50 of them for 250 yen, so it's like, what, like $1 or something. Those will come in really handy. I'm going to show you how. I'm also going to take Ziploc bags. But so that DR I was talking about. So this is a 30 weight. This is the max. This is your weight at the bottom of the setup. So we looked at that little tiny video before, or like picture that shows how you do it. That's what goes on the bottom of the rig. I have a bunch of them already because I use them on the kayak. And then I picked up some of those the floaters that on there. These ones are glow. They were 300 yen each. This was 400 yen. And just more of the weights. I treated myself a little bit, and I got a Rise Japan because I love them. This is their new series, so they recently got into Ika Metal as well because their owner loves Ika Metal. He's all about it. He actually came out here at a Sasebo and filmed a video, which was super cool. And then you can also do these, which is just a weight. It's not the lure itself. You can put a hook off the bottom if you want. I'm just going to be rocking a lot of these. I picked up an extra one because I don't have many 30. I have a lot of 25. And then another little lure. All this combined was roughly about $85. So not too bad. I really needed to step up my game. Let me show you my tackle box real quick, and then we'll get into the... Alright, so as I'm being inspected by my cat, I'd like to introduce my cat, Rug, aka Fat Bastard. Let's check out this pole real quick. So I got it boxed off. So this is what it looks like. Like I was showing you on the other one, the tip is really thin, loose. I hope this picks up on 4K. The glitter of the green, beautiful. And then I just got my tie rubber set up on there. Tells you the meters that you're at, because I have a feeling that's what it's going to be like tomorrow, but we'll see. So this is my tackle box for this trip. This is just a basic series from Mahone, whatever it is. I got some stickers on it, whatever. The package deal came with 2 rod holders, so I can put my rods in there. Not sure if I'm going to take those on board. I can snap them off real quick. But when you open it up, it comes with a utility box. I'm going to put some more things in there. And then a separate little chamber. So I have all my setups for the eggs and whatever. I got my extra leaders. And then, as you can see in the compartment in here, I put my bags in there. I put my weights. I got extra lures in there. This is why those giveaways, they're so great, guys. Because I can't even describe how great. So I got this extra setup right here. I think it was like 1,000 yen. I got all my weights on one side. So the basic weight, it looks like a little torpedo, and it's got the hook set up for the squid. And then your lures over here. So these are basically almost like styrofoam. See how they hook like that? Because basically squid, they don't... once you hook them, they don't go back. They only go in one direction. So, because they're constantly like spraying, they'll never like go forward. So that's how you kind of get them. And then I got some pinks, a lot of glows, rattles. I hope that picks up on the camera. Different rattle combinations. Some without rattle. That's just actually just wood. But a lot of these makers, they're really popular. I think the only one that isn't is this one. But I use that on my kayak. I'm just gonna pull that. I don't even actually use that for kayak fishing necessarily. I just use it as a weight to get my lure down further. Because that one specifically, I think is like 75 yen. So it's not even $1. So it's actually cheaper than just the generic weight. Which is kind of funny. But alright guys, so that's my setup. Let me get packed up here. I'm going to clean up the house because obviously I'm not going to be here tomorrow night. Kind of sucks. I'm going to miss out McDonald's night with the kiddo, but maybe he needs some time with mom. But anyways, yeah, those are my 2 rods set up, and then the cat doing the inspection. But I'll catch you guys out on the boat tomorrow. So if you guys haven't seen the previous videos, I took fishing charter in boat. The captain is Nakamura, and his boat is immaculate. He posts to social media sites with QR codes, and you can even buy lures if you don't bring them. We wound up leaving around 6:30 as predicted, with 9 members on board. Being in the small world that Sasebo is, I actually knew 2 people on board. And through the course of the night, I would actually see friends on other boats fishing in the same location. Sorry about the noise in the background, as for whatever reason my cat is being a cat. So you can see here as we were making our way out of Sasebo into the harbor, you can see the 3 towers that broadcasted the Pearl Harbor attack, Tora Tora Tora. And you can see a cruise ship, which I had talked about in previous videos, was heading out to sea. And currently, as I'm taping this, editing, there's a new cruise ship in. So we're in prime season. We also saw several ferries that go from in and out of these islands. On the left-hand side was Oshima Island, which is one of my favorite spots. get out to the beach there because there was a landslide during one of the big storms. So we started fishing as soon as dusk arrived. We arrived on the location. He set up a separate generator for 3 lights in the front, and I decided to take a position in the front, which I kind of regret because a lot of these guys had stools. Being the first time, I didn't really realize that they were sitting down for most of the fishing. So as I talked about in the beginning of the video, this type of fishing is pretty slow, it's methodical, but it's actually pretty fun. So the basic concept is you're going to let your lure all the way down. And he's going to tell you in Japanese, so you kind of need to learn your numbers, where the target fish are. So my method was I was going to hit bottom, give it a jerk every 5 to 10 seconds, reel up a little bit, and complete this until I was about the 25 meter mark. It's a little harder on a spinning reel because you have to memorize how much line goes out. That's indicated on the line by the color, and then there's indication marks, like little stripes, every meter. So it'll actually change color from yellow to red, or to green, or to blue, or to purple, every 10 meters. So it makes it a little handy if you guys have never seen anything like that. That's on the braided line here in Japan. Now, as you can see, I am sweating profusely, and as the night went on, it got hotter and hotter and hotter. And we didn't really understand why until we started to see lightning and then eventually rain. So at the first location, I was able to snag 6 squid, 2 being a very large size, and I was really happy with it because 2 large squid, they'll feed me for at least a few meals. Made my wife super happy. I was expecting to get bags and bags of squid, but unfortunately, I think due to the lightning and the rain, pressure changes. A lot of the squid had moved on into either deeper water or other locations. That being said, it is the end of the season, so I wasn't expecting to see just enormous amounts of school of squid like there is at the beginning of the season, which I was seeing on social media. But it was definitely tons of squid, and I wish my camera would have picked up. It's just too low light. The amount of squid that are just on the surface staring at me. But those squid are very small. I'm talking about smaller than the palm of my hand. So as I was saying, the weather did get pretty rough, and the captain was pretty much forced to leave that area, which sucked because that was the primary zone to go to. So we moved in an inlet in between Saikai, which is mainland Nagasaki, and Oshima Island. There was definitely bait fish and squid in that area, but they weren't the same size and the mass amount of squid that there was in the location. I was able to snag 3 additional small squid here, which my wife prepared and ate, so she was happy about that. But I wound up not getting enough to share with my neighbors and friends, which kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. At the second location here, I decided to switch up my reels. Really wanted to try my new rod. And I will say I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of action and how easy it was to fish on the Daiwa or Ika X. We wound up calling it a day around 1:15 in the morning because we were right outside of Sasebo Bay. Basically the travel from where we were to our home port there in Sasebo, right near my house actually. It was super short. I was super disappointed in the amount of squid that I was able to pull in, but at the end of the day, it was a learning experience, and I was just actually happy to go out there. My wife wasn't too happy with me because I decided to put my cell phone and all my electronics up at a certain point into my basket, my tackle box, and I didn't realize that she was calling me. She was just freaked out. She saw the lightning and she was trying to make sure I was okay. Since I had never been on a boat at night, she was a little terrified of that, so I definitely feel bad about that, guys. Make sure that, you're putting your cell phone in a waterproof case, stuff like that, in case something does go wrong. So, lesson learned there, definitely. But I had a great old experience. I definitely recommend this if you're into squid, if you're here in Japan, or if you're just looking to mix things up. This was a different type of fishing. The only downside is what you're seeing right now. I can't tell you how many times I caught other people's fishing lines, and that's just because it was towards a full moon. Alright guys, thank you for watching this week's episode. I hope you learned something about squid fishing, Ika Metal, because this was definitely fun. The next couple of episodes are going to be a little different because we have a typhoon coming through. I'm going to talk about that, and then we're going to continue on with the Mahi series. So I hope you join. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.